This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Good evening to you here at 11 o'clock. Amanda has the night off. I'm Mark Mullins. The COVID-19 pandemic will keep Indiana closed for at least another 2 weeks. Today, Governor Eric Holcomb announced that he will extend the statewide stay-at-home order through May 1st. This was expected after officials announced the peak of the outbreak in Indiana is now projected to hit later this month. While a date to reopen the economy is not set yet, the governor says he's already working with businesses to start the process.
I'm really encouraged by what we've already seen from folks who have been sending in their plans, how much thought that is going into this.
Today, the state health commissioner shared new information about patient recoveries in Indiana. According to the Regan Streif Institute, nearly 1,400 patients hospitalized with COVID-19 have been discharged. That's 68% of the hospitalized coronavirus patients. The CEO of the institute tells RTV6 this information reflects positively on the state's healthcare system.
We are also seeing some figures that indicate that our health system is doing a good job of really taking excellent care of people, and the vast majority of them are being cared for and recovering and going home, even if they have to end up in the hospital.
You can find more detailed information, including demographics of patients and a map of where people have been tested, by clicking on this story at theindychannel.com. The State Department of Health says that more than 54,000 people in Indiana have been tested for COVID-19. More than 10,000 have tested positive, and there are now 519 deaths reported in the state. A 37-year-old man from Pendleton is among the Hoosiers who have died from coronavirus. His wife wants you to hear this message.
I just want people to stop thinking that this is not real, because I don't want to lose anyone else I love.
Brianna Berry says her husband, Lou, died at IU Health North on April 6th. He was just 37 years old. Brianna says that her husband was overweight and had asthma, but he was otherwise healthy. The last time she talked to him was on FaceTime.
He was telling me that they were going to vent him, and he started to tell me, that I needed to be strong and that he was going to fight, and that I was the best thing that ever happened to him, and how much he loved me and I loved him.
Brianna says that she isn't sure where her husband got COVID-19, but says she has been in self-isolation as a precaution. If you think you might be infected, IU Health is offering virtual screenings. It's recommended you explore an option like that before going to the doctor or to the emergency room. Dozens of Indiana nurses who would like to be on the front lines helping fight COVID-19 are in limbo. Nurses who have been suspended or put on probation are waiting for the State Board of Nurses to make decisions about reinstating their licenses. RTV6 spoke to one of those nurses. She was struggling with alcohol addiction and has asked us not to identify her.
Yeah, I'm coming up on 2 years sober. I've not had a drink in almost 2 years. And so I've put in the work on myself that I need to, and now I'm just ready to get back.
Hearings for nurses have been pushed back because of COVID-19. Lori Brown, a nurse and attorney, is fighting for those who are currently suspended or on probation. She says many nurses are eligible to petition to have their suspensions lifted, but the state is not making rulings now.
They can serve and they can help. And I know some of them, my clients, have specific experience in like ICUs and emergency rooms. That is what's needed right now.
The professional licensing agency tells RTV6 that the Indiana State Board of Nursing is meeting via video conferencing, but their agendas are limited because of the governor's order requesting that all public meetings be limited to essential business for now. RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers initiative is committed to connecting you with jobs, especially now with so many of our neighbors are facing layoffs and cuts. An Indianapolis company is looking for home health aides. Our Amanda Starantino finds no training is necessary to apply, and the schedule is up to you.
For the past year, Sarah Bata has been working as a HHA, a home health aide, a vertical home health, all while studying to become a nurse.
Kind of what brought me to this field. I wanted to get a little bit more experience, and home health aide, but essentially is doing all those things that a patient needs when they aren't able to take care of themselves.
Vertical Home Health is a Medicaid home health company servicing the elderly and the disabled in the Indianapolis area. Sarah was not trained as a HHA before applying, but the company took care of that once she was hired.
It's about 8 hours long. They train you to do everything that that you need to do. Everything that you do on a daily basis is something that I have to help them do. So whether that's helping them clean up, helping them take a shower or bath, helping them even move around, my job isn't necessarily to do it for them. My job is to help them to do it for themselves as much as they possibly can.
Dressing, grooming, bathing assistance. We do light housekeeping, meal preparation, so some transportation, just some companionship, mixed in there. So basically, just really trying to serve the needs of the client.
Adriana Speed is the HR manager at Vertical Home Health. She needs people to fill shifts throughout the day.
If you're not working right now and you're needing a job, this is a good place to come, and we do the training. And the good thing about the availability is you could, tell us the hours that you're open. Maybe you have a job, but you need a second job and you love working with people. That can help too. So we have, we would have clients that service your different availability needs. So, if you're full-time, that's great. Part-time, well, we're looking for that too. So it doesn't matter the hour.
Flexibility is great for Sarah's schedule, but she says the job also brings her some self-fulfillment too.
Every shift that you take, you're making a difference in someone's life because you're helping them do things that they can't do. Being able to be there and help alleviate any kind of extra burden, it means a lot. And so I get an immense reward just from that. It can be your full-time gig, and many people do that. It can also be one where you do it part-time. You can do it short-term. You can do it long-term. I think at the end of this, even once I have a nursing degree, I think that this is something that I will probably want to continue, on the side, just because of how valuable it really is.
And that was Amanda Starrentino reporting. All HHAs at Vertical Home Health are supplied with appropriate PPE when servicing clients. You must be at least 18 years old and pass a background check. Pay starts at $10.50 an hour. The largest community mental health center in Indiana is also hiring Hoosiers. The Bowen Center's services include therapy, medication management, and helping with life's everyday challenges. Leaders say the skills coach positions are a good opportunity for college graduates with bachelor's degrees looking to start their careers.
Just being able to help someone relax from the stress, being able to do breathing exercises. It could be helping them to engage with their children. They're home now with their children. Daycares are closed, schools are closed.
The Bowen Center is looking to add about 100 employees. Right now, the entire hiring process is done remotely. For more information about any of the job opportunities we told you about tonight and many more, just go to hiringhoosiers.com. A Central Indiana business owner is using his federal loan from the Paycheck Protection Program to give his workers a big raise. Jeff Mees owns the chain Pizza X. There are 4 locations in Bloomington and 1 in Ellettsville. Around 120 people work at the stores and the facility where the dough is made. Mees says all of those workers, except for managers, are getting a 75% raise through the end of June.
We felt like our staff was deserving of it. They're deserving of a hazard pay. People in Kroger, people who are still working in essential businesses, right? It's a different world. They're exposing themselves to a lot of people, and we're expecting a lot out of them.
Yesterday, the Small Business Administration told lenders it cannot accept new applicants or enroll new lenders in the $349 billion program because the funds are already gone. Lawmakers are now negotiating an additional $250 billion request. At today's White House briefing, President Trump announced a new relief program to help farmers. Farmers are facing many challenges due to the pandemic. Disruptions in the supply chain are making it difficult to get food from farms to customers, forcing some crops to be destroyed. The Department of Agriculture Secretary says that the $19 billion coronavirus food assistance program will benefit farmers and consumers.
The USDA will be purchasing $3 billion in fresh produce, dairy, and meat products to be distributed to Americans in need through our food bank networks, as well as other community and faith-based organizations. Having to dump milk or plow under vegetables ready to market is not only financially distressing, but it's heartbreaking as well to those who produce them.
This program will also provide $16 billion in direct support to farmers, ranchers, and agricultural producers.
This is why we can't have nice things, right? Because there's bad apples out there that kind of ruin it for the rest of us.
New at 11, a shock for around 200 people participating in a public Zoom meeting of the Indiana Election Commission. Someone managed to broadcast porn onto participants' screens. The security of Zoom and other virtual meeting technology has been under scrutiny since the coronavirus pandemic abruptly canceled in-person meetings and classes across the country. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker shows you whether today's incident could have been avoided.
What we saw appeared to me as first a pornography clip.
A graphic video is not how Rima Shahid expected today's Indiana Election Commission meeting to start.
I think we were all kind of frozen in time. Time stood still for that time as we all tried to figure out what was going on.
Immediately, people taking part in the video chat started tweeting. None of them could quite believe what they had seen. The pornographic video lasted no more than a minute, but of course, everyone was left a little unsettled.
I think it took just a couple minutes for them to get back into the groove of conducting the meeting, but I do applaud them in their efforts into conducting the business in the meeting in a professional manner, all things considered.
I reached out to the Election Commission to ask if this incident could have been prevented. The response? They can't restrict access because an Election Commission meeting, even when conducted virtually, is open to any member of the public. For Rima, this incident goes beyond being uncomfortable.
I was thankful that my children weren't in the room, because usually I'm just sitting with them.
Rima wants schools and other organizations to know they need to be safeguarding their Zoom meetings.
As a mother, I know that my children, their teachers use Zoom. And that's making me really question, should I email the principal, the superintendent, and let them know that this has happened, and what precautions are they going to take?
Because of its popularity as a tool for teaching and meetings now, Zoom has a webpage dedicated to safety tips and security measures like a waiting room feature. Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
We reached out to the FBI here in Indianapolis to see if someone could face criminal charges for pulling a stunt like this. At this time, it's unclear, but they are looking into the matter. Despite the interruption, the Election Commission approved several changes today for the statewide primary on June 2nd. Early in-person voting will be available for 1 week from May 26th through June 1st. Any registered voter can work as a poll worker for any county, and counties are allowed to move polling locations. You can find a complete list of changes at our website, theindychannel.com. Next, a well-known local restaurant chain is open for business. How it's serving more than paying customers. And a little bit later,
when people need food all over the country to eat, and I can drive and take them food, no, I can't go on unemployment. I'd rather work and take people's food.
Truck drivers are among the many unsung heroes of the pandemic, but some who want to work are facing roadblocks. The push to help change that, and how Indiana is ahead of the curve. Kevin.
Mark, a freeze warning tonight, but you won't see this repeated within the 7-day forecast. We'll talk about the pattern change and what you will see coming up.
A quote and save up to 20% on auto and home.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
In order to stay open during the COVID-19 pandemic, many restaurants have been forced to change the way they do business. In some cases, they're making changes by choice to give back to those in need. RTV6's Brad Brown shows how Psalms is serving the community.
For decades, Psalms restaurants have been serving up great meals in neighborhoods all over the Indy area. But now, these restaurants have become much more.
We wanted people to pick up food and stay home for a week, recognizing that we were part of flattening this curve.
Along with carryout, Psalms has converted several locations into a marketplace setting, offering groceries and household supplies that can be picked up right along with some of the restaurant's menu favorites.
It was kind of like, what is this kind of thing at first, but once we the necessities, I mean, just the absolute, essentials, but for a lot of people, there's toilet paper and eggs and milk and ground beef, kind of thing, which we, buy every day here.
And now the Psalm family and its employees are helping give back to the community. In many of the kitchens, they are putting together lunches and dinners that have been donated to local medical workers.
I've taken phone calls of thank you, but I've also heard sighs of relief on in their voice on those phone calls. Just the thank you. A hot meal, not out of a vending machine, is well appreciated. And then I try to make them aware who donated it to them, so they can reach out to them too and thank them.
Just to be able to give them a quality meal, individual meal delivered any time of day, to all the emergency units, and has been a good part of what we're doing as well.
And downtown at SOM's massive catering kitchen, a large staff is putting together thousands of meals for second helpings, an assembly line to help Hoosiers take care of one another. It's a partnership that will help feed thousands of families.
Really, it comes down to the facility itself. How much can it do? And our facility could do thousands of meals a day, which we were already doing at One America, so it could do 1,000 meal deal. So we switched right into doing probably anywhere between 6,000 and 8,000 meals a day. We could take our catering vans and our catering employees and deliver these foods, 100 here, 200 there, 500 there kind of thing.
Neighbors helping neighbors, one meal at a time.
We appreciate the support, and we're going to continue to be here through this endeavor.
Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Thanks, Brad. Now to a Zoom meeting with a rough crowd. College campuses are closed and athletics are canceled, but that didn't stop an ESPN sportscaster from wrangling some of higher education's most famous and furriest faces for a Zoom meeting there. This call included more than a dozen canine mascots, including some from Central Indiana.
Lou Flora, any suggestions at all? Great contribution to the meeting.
UIndy's mascot, Grady the Greyhound, also took part in that meeting. Man, all those little faces, all those dog faces there, it looked like a great time. Yeah, I'm glad we paused for that, Kevin.
You've got them all. So, Mark, Amanda's off tonight.
Right.
And you've gone from your home studio to the studio.
To the studio,
Is that the first time?
exactly. But we're still social distancing.
So how long has it been since you've been in there?
It has been a month today since I've been in this building.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? All right, well, from the Gregory home to your home, hopefully you got a good weekend here on the way. Let's talk about what's going to change. Warmer days ahead. Warm enough that I don't think we'll worry about any more freeze warnings like we have tonight. Frost is an unlikely event, and our average temperature pushing up to 64 degrees. By the end of next week is when we'll feel the warmth. Temperatures really start to respond to that pattern change. I just wanted to show you, I've jumped to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, but I thought I'd show you the warm-up and the warmest days within the 7-day forecast. There'll be a chance of thunderstorms with that Friday warmth. Right now, it's cold. 35 in Kokomo, 38 in Bloomington. Skies gradually clearing from northwest to southeast, and as the skies clear, that will set the stage then for temperatures to drop off a little more. Northwest of Lafayette, Monticello, Fowler, Williamsport, Attica, clearing lines getting close to you, but at least we've put an end to the drizzle, and temperatures, they'll fall into the low 30s, anywhere from 30 to 32. There could be a couple spots to see a little fog. The wind will calm down, and with skies clearing, that gives us the possibility of some fog. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. That's a true highlight in the forecast, 56 degrees. Clouds return Sunday, and the chance for showers increases late in the day. Temperatures on the move thanks to the sunshine, 45 at 11 a.m. tomorrow, 55 the afternoon high temperature. Notice the wind direction, northwest first thing in the morning, but then southwest in the afternoon, 15 to 20 miles per hour. That brings in the warmer temperatures from north to south. Everybody a good 10 degrees below average for this time of year, but we're making progress. It's all relative. It'll feel a whole lot better than what we had today. On Sunday, there are all the clouds in place with that increasing chance for the rain showers as we get to Sunday evening and Sunday night. A little bit of a setback temperature-wise, or holding steady really on Monday, 59 degrees. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday right now looks to be a dry stretch. We haven't had many 3-day stretches without rainfall, but it looks like that will take place. And then 71, the magic number to end next week. We'll see you again in a little bit.
All right, Kevin, thank you. A lot of people looking forward to that in the 70s there. RTV6 is committed to showing you how your donations to the Central Indiana COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund are making a difference. Gleaners is one of the organizations the fund is supporting. The food bank is currently operating as a drive-through due to COVID-19. Leaders say they're seeing a record number of families in need. Before the pandemic, they typically have around 400 families per distribution day. Yesterday, they saw more than 2,100. The CEO of Gleaners does not think the need will decrease anytime soon.
Even when what I call the medical recovery has occurred and the medical impacts of the virus are past us as a community, the economic impact for the families that have been struggling will not be.
John Elliott tells us Gleaners is spending around $600,000 more than its normal budget to cope with COVID-19 needs. You can donate to the relief fund by texting HELP 2020 to the number 91999. From police helping senior citizens to a local bridal shop keeping the spirit of love alive, here are some other ways Hoosiers are working together during this crisis.
Some of these seniors don't have any family in the area.
The Southport Police Department has become a distribution center for seniors in Perry Township.
So I don't know what they would do if we didn't provide services like this.
Throughout the day, officers take turns making the deliveries. At this address, Diana Scott was waiting. She recently had open heart surgery and can't leave her home.
I hope everybody that's got the virus, I just hope they make it through it.
With so many wedding plans put on hold and others facing their own challenges, this bridal shop wanted to make sure love is still in the air. Anne-Marie Calling is one part of the mother-daughter duo behind Marie Gabriel Couture Bridal.
Love is a great work environment, and we get to see this on a daily basis. We know how happy it makes us. We thought it could make others happy at the end of the day.
So they're asking their followers on Instagram to share a chapter of their love story. And for each story, the store will donate $10 to Wheeler Mission and Meals on Wheels. Marie Gabriel Couture has received almost 100 responses so far, turning into a $2,000 donation from the company and their family to the Indy area charities.
It's a little bit that we can do as Marie Gabriel back to the community that's helped us so much.
We want to hear more stories of Hoosiers working together during this difficult time. Share the positive efforts going on in your community by emailing us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. We'll be right back.
Storm Team 6, working for you. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
The COVID-19 pandemic is shining a light on the importance of truck drivers. The industry is busier than ever, keeping shelves stocked, and more drivers are needed. But with many government offices closed, many new truckers can't get on the road. Scripps reporter Amanda Brandeis found that the issue is raising concerns for economic recovery.
The job description hasn't changed.
7 days a week. I don't stop.
Get your cargo from point A to point B.
The last trip I did 4,600 miles there and back.
But truck drivers are delivering more than just goods. They're delivering a sense of relief to a nation on edge.
The load I did last week, I went into Washington, and I picked up 44,000 pounds of apples, and I took them to Feed America right here in San Diego.
Everything people have come by truck. So I got to work. And I'm proud to work to feed my fellow Americans.
Vietnam veteran Christopher Tyler has been driving for 42 years. Before the pandemic, he was hauling dirt, which is now in low demand.
When people need food all over the country to eat, and I can drive and take them food, no, I can't go on unemployment. I'd rather work and take people food.
Most Americans don't think too much about truck drivers until time of crisis, and these men and women are doing just heroic work each and every day.
Don LaFave advocates on behalf of commercial truck driving schools. With state driver's license agencies closed in more than 20 states, truck driving students are stuck in a holding pattern.
We can train people, but then we couldn't get them their license. That's very problematic because you need a commercial learner's permit to even operate on public roads.
And the industry was already short tens of thousands of drivers before the pandemic.
Truck drivers or bus drivers aren't produced overnight. It does take a number of weeks or even months to get them trained.
At United Truck Driving School in San Diego, 5 students got their commercial learner's permits one day before DMVs in the state closed their doors.
Working on skills, how to parallel park, how to offset park.
Because Arizona offers third-party testing, the school will bus the students over state lines so they can get their commercial driver's licenses.
This roadblock of no DMV testing, it hits them personally, and we want to do everything we can to get these people out on the road, get them a good paying job, support their family.
The industry is urging governors to allow exceptions for these drivers to protect the nation's supply chain, because if they don't,
no new drivers in those states.
That could lead to shipping delays or higher prices in goods.
I'm going to keep working until it's over with. The American people couldn't know I got their back.
But far more help is needed as the country begins to climb out of this recession and into the future. In San Diego, I'm Amanda Brandeis reporting.
Indiana is already taking steps to help truck drivers. Some BMV locations are open to process commercial driver's licenses and permits. Appointments are required. For more information, go to theindychannel.com and click on this story.
Working for you.
And thanks for watching RTV6 News tonight. I thought I'd give you a different view, a behind-the-scenes view of my home weather office. Now, where you see me sitting there working hard, that's where I stand, and then the camera's on the far right. And behind my chair, Mark, Rory Gregory.
Your assistant there. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Nicole Griffin is back with you tomorrow for RTV6 News Weekends. Have a good night, everyone, and stay safe.